few minutes late. The broadcast was failing and I had to reset my phone. So apologies for being a few minutes late. But yeah, welcome to live training. And this live training, as requested by Harry, is how to qualify or disqualify up there a JV partner. So JV partner, let's explain what a JV partner is first of all and how this actually works, and then I'll go into the training part of this. So a joint venture partner is somebody, a typical joint venture partnership is somebody that's got money but not got time, that or experience, that wants to work with somebody has got time, money and experience. But typically in property, which most people are interested in, and what I'm going to more cover today, is a joint venture partnership is somebody typically would put the money in because they haven't got the time, skill or effort to do it, and somebody will put the sweat equity in, time and skill in there, and that matching together is usually a nice blend. It's a nice sort of a blend for you to marry a partnership together. But it is fraught with lots of potential hazards. So you want to make sure you disqualify the right ones. If you haven't seen it, check out the video I interviewed Emerald Fisk. It's in this group. It's probably far down, but check the video I interviewed Emerald Fisk, and she really made me laugh. When you're early in your journey trying to get joint venture partners, to be fair, you probably don't. You want to be picky, you want to disqualify them, but the experience is sometimes worth maybe the hassle that you'll get from the wrong joint venture partner, just so you can get through the experience early on in your journey. But I remember her saying in that interview, her qualification for a joint venture partner was literally, have you got a pulse? Have you got money in the bank? Fantastic, let's go. But that said, on your first deal, maybe your second deal with a joint venture partner, that might be okay. But then after a while, you really want to filter down the right people to work with. What a lot of people get the misconception of is people who have the money, and you at the start, me at the start, you think they hold the power because they've got the money. There is 4 major things. So let's put this in here. Let's get my pens ready. So there's 4 major things that makes a deal really work. It's like a bit of a triangle. Let's put it up here. So you've got your knowledge, you've got money, and you've got network. These are the 4 major things that really need to collide together to make things work. And this is why JV partners work so well. There's the 4th little caveat in the middle, which is, get a different colour here, which is time. So this is the ingredients really to get property investing off the ground. I'll turn the camera around in a minute, but I'll finish off explaining. So you've got 4 major ingredients to get this going: knowledge, network and money. Often people think this money one is the big key component. All of them are very important, but if you've got these 2, the money will come a lot easier if you've only got money. And especially a lot of people with money have got money but no time. So if you've got these 3 here, you can really put together a really you're in a stronger position than the person with just the money. Because if that person with just the money had the knowledge, had the network and had the time to do it, they wouldn't be coming to you and splitting it 50-50. So you're doing them as equal, if not more benefit than they're doing you. So don't never go into the joint ventures thinking that they hold that position and that power over that, because you are doing them a massive service. Because as I said, if they could do it themselves, they absolutely would. So joint venture partner, how do you split them? Depending how far you are, so I'm not going to go too much on this side of it. I'm just going to go into qualify, disqualify them. It depends how far you are in your journey. Early on in your journey, what I encourage people to do is make the split heavier weighted towards the investor. Even do one for free for somebody maybe, because the experience you gain from it will way outweigh the money you will earn from it without fail. So because you can document this and use as social proof. So what I encourage people to do is the first deal, if you've never done any property before, if you've done 10 deals with your own money, you've run out of money, very different position than if you've never done a deal. Can you get JV finance without doing property deals before? 100% yes, but it's not typical. Most people don't. Most people don't put the effort in to do it. Emerald Fisk's example that I was talking about earlier on, she's built over £1 million portfolio, all from other people's money, from day one with no previous experience. But she's not typical. Just ask yourself, do I want to be typical or do I want to be the rule? It can be done, but you have to put massive amounts of effort in. But at the front end with the first partners, if you've not done it before, one of the persuasion techniques you can use is, look, I'll heavily weight the first deal towards you because there will be teething problems, which there is. There will be teething problems. There will be some snags along the way. But as a compensation for that, I'll heavily weight it towards you. And what I'll do is, as I do a second deal, if they're going to do multiple deals, as I do the second deal, we'll slowly get it to what the end, the final agreement is, which might be 50-50, whatever that is. But the first one, you might give them 90%, say, I just want the experience to cut my teeth. And that might persuade somebody around. And as I said, the documentation of what you're doing in a social proof would be worth a hell of a lot more than the money. But where do you get these JV partners from? Before all that happens, you need to know where to get them from. So it's like what you want to do is, funny enough, I'm doing a free mastermind, not funny enough, I'm doing a free mastermind training tonight, bit.ly/invest remote, where we're going to dive into this. Secret number 3 on that is how to become an investable investor, which is this part of it. And I'm giving a free giveaway of a template, proposal template. Again, that I can't remember the code for that. But yeah, join us tonight because we'll go a bit more deeper dive in this with slides and everything, but it will align with it. But that's where I was going with it. The free giveaway competition is the Investable Investor package. It's worth £165. We genuinely sold one for this 2 days ago. Last week we sold nearly one a day of this package, so it's not one of these pretend ebooks that are for free and it's just, yeah, we're pretending the value on it. It's genuinely worth this. But this goes deep diving there, not just around qualify, disqualify, and how to get them everything. But let's start at the top here. Number 1, you're going to need to attract them in. So you need some sort of funnel to attract them in before you qualify and disqualify them. So what you do with that funnel is the content. And this is why I am saying that, let's keep on what's the name of colour. This is why I'm saying that you will get so much more from doing a deal than just the money alone. So this is like your lead magnet. This is like your magnet to draw people in, your content. Because if nobody knows what you're doing, nobody's going to do business with you. So content. Lots of people think they have to done a deal to get this content in. Let's turn this around anyway, guys. Sorry, I'll turn this around now. So content. Even if you've never done a deal before, you can do content about, sign up tonight on my workshop and content about that. I went and done a free workshop. Read a book, content about that, what you listen to. And what you don't realise, so many people think at the front end of their journey, I don't know enough, I can't do content. You know, just by turning up in groups like this, turning up on Clubhouse, turning up, reading books and podcasts, even without doing a deal, you know more than 99% of your circle around you. So you don't pretend you know everything, you just tell them what you are learning and you build your content out like that. But once you've got these in and you've got them feeding into your funnel, the next thing you want to take them to qualify them is, I call this conversation conversions. So as these leads come out the bottom of your funnel here, the next step you want to do is conversation conversions. Put con, it's easier for my spelling. I'm a bit dyslexic. If I spell anything a little bit incorrectly, I do apologise because I'm a dyslexic. This is just here just to give you a bit of a visual. So once you've got them funneled in, what you've got to remember is people do business with people they know, like and trust. I interviewed Ranjan. Check out the interview with Ranjan the other day, and he is an angel investor on the Elevator Sky TV program. And he said all day long you invest in a person before the deal, but the deal has obviously got a match at the back end. People know, like and trust you through touch points, and the way you get these touch points is through your content. So ideally, if you've got videos, contents, even if you share like other people's posts and articles that you're enjoying and say why you enjoy it, this shows people what you're doing. But the best way for this content, barring none, is by doing videos, you know. So let's see if I can be a little bit creative today, is by doing videos. You're going to get more people get to know, like and trust you via a vid, because that's when they can get a feel for you. You just write content, they don't actually feel your personality. Not everybody will like you. I got somebody called me a fool the other day and a geezer, barrow boy, because of my accent and the way I am. You just got to accept, when you put yourself out there, not everybody's going to like you, but you will resonate with the right people and attract them. So there is to get people to know, like, and trust you, read this book, fantastic book. It's called Influence by Robert Cialdini, and they say there is, let's put this in a square over here so it don't get too messy. He says in there 7 touch points to build trust. That book was, I think, written in the 1980s or 1990s, but because of Facebook, social media, and we're getting so much bombarding across us, Google done a study, and they called this Zermatt, and they said it's more like 11, 12 touch points now. They call it, that's the 0 moment of truth. That's the point when people build that trust up. So what you want is loads of content building up these touch points, these touch points. Then you get them into a conversation in Messenger or on email, wherever you drag them through. You don't want to be pitching to them online. Do never ever pitch online. You want to get them into a conversation first. But then you want to find out about them. Ask them about their circumstances, have they got family, what their time is, or what their income's like, not their income, but have they got money to invest? The amount of investors that sorry guys, I've got some content stuff on here that I want to share with you. The amount of investors that I was talking to, and then you spend loads and loads of time on, not that I don't want to give anybody any time, but I will support people, but there's a limit between if it's going to progress into something that if it's going to progress into something that is going to be meaningful, you spend a bit more time on it because you've got to pressure your time. You just give everybody a bit of time, that's fair, but what I used to find is people, loads of conversations, send them loads of deals, stuff, and they go, yeah, I've just got to save a bit of money up when I buy that deal from you. One of the missing steps I've missed out here, so you want to qualify them first. Sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit there. But what you want to do, before you, as you get them into the conversation conversions as well, is check out their profile. If you check out their profile, like their online presence, and check them out, see what they're about, you can massively get a feel for somebody. So check out their profile, see what they're about, get them in the conversation version, start getting a feel and an understanding if you think you would be a good fit and a match to work together. You want to build up a few touch points. Don't go straight in asking like how much money you want to split. Just get familiarised with them, what you're up to, what you're looking, what you're trying to achieve. Do you want to flip? Do you want to do buy to lets? What is it you're trying to get out from it? What's your why behind it? Ask them loads and loads of questions in this conversation. Build up these touch points. So really, this conversation is one to help you get a real good understanding, but two, it is building up these touch points up here. So you want to be getting to 11, 12. You don't know how many there is here, but if you get to 11, 12 touch points beyond, count this maybe as one, and then get to 11 and 12 touch points beyond that, that's going to be fantastic. In your conversation conversions, one of the things you can do is send them videos of your content. So if somebody asks you, like Harry done here, he said, is there a video you've done on qualify, disqualify JV partners? If I had that video and I was talking to Harry, Harry's already signed up for the coaching program, but if I was talking to him and I wanted to get me in as an investor or a client, it's the same methodologies with all you do. What I could have done, what you do is then send them over some videos. You're building more touch points. You know, it's a fantastic little tool while you're building them touch points. Once you build the touch points up and you've built a little bit of trust and rapport, then you say to them, yeah, we do help people. You found a little bit out about them and what they want to do. So we do help people, but we want to keep on the right side of the FCA. So step 3 is an application form. So you say to them, look, to keep on the right side of the FCA, we need to give you an application form. It also eliminates the people that are a bit tire kickers. What I found is people who had money also, but then they would then potentially buy a house or buy a car. When I went back to them, I'll go and find them a deal and I say, I ain't got the money now, I've changed my mind. So you want to get them to fill out an application form. This will keep you on the right side of the FCA. What we do in my application form, we've got the T's and C's right at the top of it. So you show people what you do, what you give. Always be transparent, always tell them about the ups and downs of it and the risk of it. And then this is just a series of tick boxes with yes, no, mainly questions in there. Let's show you this. But you do this on Google Forms. It really looks professional. It'll look good for them as well also. So This is actually part of the free course you'll get, also on my main course as well. But this, you'll get the templates, the wording that you put into this, the templates, how to set it up, a video tutorial how to set it up. But it looks a little bit like this. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see that, but let's have a look around the back here. Not sure how well you'll be able to see that, but yeah, these, you send them over a form like this, fill in their details, T's and C's at the top, and the yes, no, click questions in now. So once you sent them that over, the next thing I do, you might not do this at the start, and if you do this, you need a client account, is I will ask for a commitment fee. And I say this comes off of our price, depending. If you're just doing a straightforward JV, this is very different. If you're buying for investors, then I want a commitment fee before I go and view properties to make sure they're going to what's the name. But you do need a client account. You do need a bank account, and the regulation. I'll talk a little bit on compliance a little bit further down. Compliance is a whole course on its own. Go and check out Tina Walsh, I believe it is, for compliance side of things, or John Corey. They're really up on that sort of stuff. But yeah, bring them through this stage. So once you've got the application form, on the application form you ask them things, how much returns you expect, what do you expect here, and you really qualify them. A lot of people might not do it. You ask for ID as well. You also want ID and proof of funds. You need this. You need this for the FCA anyway. But this really deselects a lot of time wasters and a lot of people out. And also, what you say to them is, we need your proof of funds, because if I'm going to go bidding on properties, we need to act fast, especially in today's market, and we need to show them we're serious. So I need your ID, proof of funds, and because a lot of agents have got a preconceived conception of deal sources, or people talking about buying properties for other people. They worry that they're not going to come through. But if you've got their funds and the agency say that is their funds, here's a list of details, and you send all that over straight away, really stands you out as being a serious buyer. So once you've took them through this qualifying process, you then try and arrange an in-person, I say, or Zoom meeting. But face to face, so say you can see them. And on the Zoom meeting, this again is building up them touch points. By the time you get down here, you should be well smashing past this target here of your 11, 12 touch points. So what you want to do when you're on this meeting, let's get this up here, is this is where you sort of go into your kind of negotiation. But all JVs are a blank sheet, as I said. So what you want to do is have a bit of a checklist. So things like ask them what their time's like. Are they married? Married's a big one, because you've got to think of what the worst case scenario is. Have they got kids? You can ask these questions. Because say they get divorced, you've got to think out of what all the worst case scenarios are. And then in this meeting, it's exactly what you want to do. You want to say to them, look, what we're going to go over is what we would do if something went wrong. Say in property, there is challenges and things do get challenged along the way. So what we want to do is discuss think of all the worst case scenarios. Say you get divorced. Say the market drops. Say there is a massive spike in the market and one of us wants to sell. Say, I don't know, there's loads of scenarios that you can think of that you have to really pay in mind in case it happens. Because what happens is, we're emotional beings. So at the front end, when it's all exciting, the emotions are high and exciting. But then when the challenges hit, and they do hit along the way, when the challenges hit, it's a difficult situation to have them conversation. If you get all this down on paper, so make sure you write down, make notes when you're in this conversation, it make you look more professional, and have it all on paper, and then build out an agreement. So build out a shareholder agreement for this, that how this is going to go forward, what they're going to do. Like, say if you get divorced, say if you need to set up in some scenario, you must say, I need at least a year to buy you out, or I want to be able to buy you out, or or I want to buy you out at the purchase price, not at the new market price. And you just get all these agreements in place at the front end. Also, when you're talking, what you want to agree with is what vehicle you'll do to purchase it in. So you might buy in an SPV, which is a special purpose vehicle limited company, LTD. This is what I've done most of mine in, but I've also done it in purchase it in someone else's name. So their tax benefits was different to mine. So we purchased it in his name and his wife's name, and you just put a deed of trust on there and a restriction on the property with your solicitor. But SPVs, typically you set up in a company, it's a special purpose vehicle, you just set that company up to do the joint ventures. Also, in an SPV, it'd be easier structure the way the share is, and you have the shareholder agreements. If you do it in someone's name, you make sure you have the agreements in place, deed of trust, and the restriction on the property. But this is when you'll talk through in this person. And as I said, this all again is pointing up to the top there for your touch points. So you're building up these touch points up here again. So once you've now talked to them, you've negotiated, you've agreed what the split's going to be. As I said, sometimes at the front end you might give them more. You've agreed what everybody's going to commit to it. So if they're giving no time to it, you agree how it is, who makes the decisions, how you make the decisions, get all that down on paper. You then go to your agreement stage. So what you want to do then is, number 5, you want this agreement in writing. At the bare minimum, if not, most case, 99% of the time, you want this in a legal contract. So depending on the deals, how they're structured, you might just have a heads of terms, or an example. On the free giveaway, you get loads of examples of loan agreements, heads of terms for JV partnerships. And although most of them you do want to get done by a solicitor, if you go to a solicitor with an example saying, look, this is what we're agreed, and get them to sign it off or just restructure it slightly, because these are legal ones, but I can't give you legal representation, but also you want to get a solicitor legal representation. But if you go there with the examples that are giving the free giveaway, so turn up early tonight for the free giveaway, it's going to be part of this, so get this group ready, because the competition is going to be in this group. But you go to them with a contract, it's a lot cheaper than going to a solicitor and getting them to write up from scratch, although they've probably just got a template, but they'll tell you they've spent 5 hours writing it out, or 10 hours, and charged by the hour, some solicitors. I've paid for contracts with solicitors, other trainings, so there's loads in that free giveaway, the Investor Secrets £165 giveaway. So then, once you've got your agreement in place, you then start sending them over deals. Like at that point, you've fully covered yourself for the FCA. You then start sending them over deals and build yourself out. I'm not sure how far down you can see this, guys. If you can't see this, I'll take a picture of this afterwards and put it in the comments below. But you want like a portfolio, like investor pack. And in there as well, you've got your deal proposals in there. If anybody wants a template of if anybody wants a free template of that, put it in the comments and I'll send you the link for a free template, or DM me. But you want to build together a deal, like a investor pack portfolio, to tell a little bit about you. So again, let's go around this side of the camera just so I can make sure you can see this okay. There we go. So this is a digital one. You'll get a template of this on that free training, or if you want to buy this course, you'll get a template of that. So a little bit about you. On the training, it showed you how to do that, and a little bit about the areas. But on the training, we show you how you can just build these out super quick, and how you gather this information for this. A bit about the deals, the areas, the growth, the development in there, your PRS. So you will need the compliance. I'll tell you about the compliance. And then you put in as well at the bottom things like a deal proposal. This is the one that's for free. If anybody wants this template, this is a deal proposal template. If anybody wants this, send me a DM and I will send you over the link for this free deal proposal. But then you have all your deals in the back. If you've never done a deal, just put deals in that you're looking at, you've been viewing, and the proposal figure in there, what you would want to get the offer accepted at. So you give them an idea of the stuff that you're looking at. So once you then got your portfolio over to them, as I said, and actually you can't show them deals until you've made sure they're compliant. So once you're then sending them over deals, and obviously you start doing viewings, and then you put these details into them, past deals if you've got them, or past deals that you've looked at if you've not got them, always be transparent with them. You then just want to make sure you're compliant. Let's go over this side saying that, because I don't think we're going to go much lower on that. So we then want to make sure number 7 is, not sure I'm spelling this correctly, but apologies, is your compliance. So to be compliant, depending how, if you're this is probably more towards when you're raising finance, but you've got to make sure they're a sophisticated investor. Friends and family slightly different, so make sure you read that it is the FCA PS/13/3 about sophisticated investors. I suggest you do not market directly. Don't put deals online and try and market to people. You just do content, show them what you're doing, and then once you're in, you can then talk to them about deals. But if you're going to put deals online saying, I've got this deal, it's this much return, or even put it in your bio say, we can give you 10% returns, you need to read the FCA, and what's this one called? CP20/8, how to market high risk investments. I wouldn't go down that route. You break down trust. You will get the odd people come to you. What you want to do is when you're doing your content, every now and again, you put out hooks. You might put out things like, just done this deal, or looking at these deals. If anybody wants to work with us on this, DM me. And you get them into your DMs, but don't directly say, does anybody want to invest in this deal? You just show numbers and stuff you're doing. But the stuff you're going to need is, for this, you're going to need, especially if you're raising just loan money, is indemnity, insurance. You'll need money laundering. Let's put a dip initial there for that. You'll need the redress scheme, client account. You need the, is it the POS? I can't remember. It's a data protection thing. I can't remember the name of it. So and yeah, and that's what's going to make you fully compliant. So I think that's pretty much covered the qualify, disqualify process. Have you got any questions around that? As I said, tonight I'm going to do part of the training tonight, how to invest in property, BRR property, remotely, and live on your terms. Is going to have a big section on being an investable investor, how to raise finance and how to attract investors. The first secret's going to be around your gold mine location, how to pick it, then how to find deals. Then the next bit training on tonight's is going to be how to find the investors, how to structure that, how to structure your content. There's proper training on there, stuff that you can plug into your business, not just me giving you a bit of teaser information. There's going to be stuff you can screenshot, put straight into your business. And secret number 3 is finding builders and managing the refurbs and then getting valued up at the back end. So join us tonight's bit.ly/invest remote. If somebody could put that in the comments for me, please. bit.ly/invest remote. That's tonight, 7 PM. As I said, there's a giveaway where there's a course with all the resources that I just showed you in there and more, and contracts, non-disclosure agreements, loads and loads more stuff in there. £165. Turn up early and you're in with a chance of winning that as well. Everybody can get a deal proposal template. Just message me if you want the deal proposal template. That course is a genuine course. It's got all these bits on there that I showed you, all in and more. So turn up early for a chance of winning that. And remember, if you don't evolve your ideas, you're never going to live on your own terms. So evolve your ideas, live on your own terms. Look out for Max Verstappen. He's got pole position, although I'm rooting for Lewis Hamilton. Obviously he's English, but I support my son, my wife, obviously the Dutch connection now. But yeah, look out for the racing today. Enjoy your Sunday and have a fantastic day, everyone.